Good evening, viewers, and a warm welcome to Science News with me, Ruth Mwene, and our sign language interpreter is Esther Kendi. To our news, President William Ruto today led a high-level roundtable discussion with key private sector stakeholders, aiming to strengthen ties between the government and business in the country. The meeting, held at the Ole Sereni Hotel at noon, focused on creating a unified approach to economic growth and development. Under the theme, Partnering for Prosperity, Strengthening Trade and Investment through Public-Private Dialogue, the engagement addressed a wide range of issues, including agricultural development, access to government-backed support, like the ASLA Fund, and strategies to promote a more enabling business environment. President Ruto emphasized the need for consistent collaboration between the public and private sectors, noting that inclusive dialogue is key to unlocking opportunities and ensuring shared prosperity. The forum is expected to pave the way for deeper cooperation on trade, innovation, and investment as the country seeks sustainable economic transformation.
Absorb the people who have come through the Hustler Fund, because the banks can now look at their credit rating records and know that these are good borrowers. They may not have a title deed, they may not have a logbook, but they are good borrowers and they are well-behaved business people. So I want to persuade my good friends, the people who talk from Nairobi. They talk to us from posh hotels. They have money from this NGO and that NGO and the other one. Please, there are Kenyans who today have a mechanism for them to borrow money. And for your information, these small people who borrow 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, they have mobilized 5 billion shillings in savings over the last 3 years. 5 billion shillings in savings. There are people who would have wanted to save 20, 30, 40, 50 shillings a day. They did not have a mechanism on where to save without going into a place where their money could be lost. Now they have a mechanism under Hustler Fund that has the backstopping of the government of Kenya. They know their money is safe.
The former cabinet secretary and ex-advisor to President William Ruto, Moses Korir, has expressed concern over the current trajectory of the country, saying it was part of the reason he stepped down from the government. Speaking during the funeral of the late senior chief Eliud Karanja in Dagoretti South, Korir said the country was not headed in the right direction and called on leaders to put national interest before personal or political ambitions. He warned that the prevailing state of affairs requires deep reflection and intervention from religious leaders, suggesting that the country might have fallen out of favor with God. Korir also made a passionate appeal to leaders across the political spectrum and the general public above partisan divisions and unite in pursuit of nation's interest. Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission has raised concerns over the rise of hate speech and incitement in political gatherings as the country edges closer to the 2027 general elections. Speaking during a media briefing on election preparedness, the commissioner strongly condemned a group of political leaders accused of using inflammatory language during the public rallies. They warned that such contact poses a serious threat to peace and national unity. The IEBC called on all political actors to exercise restraint and uphold the law, emphasizing their commitment to delivering a free, fair, and peaceful election in 2027.
We are concerned by the growing wave of political intolerance. Political rallies are being disrupted by hired goons. Hate speech and inflammatory remarks are being normalized. Few perpetrators are held accountable. This climate threatens not only democracy but also journalists' safety. We ask the Commission to speak firmly and act in collaboration with law enforcement to protect civic space.
Access to accurate information at every stage of the electoral process is vital for building and sustaining public confidence. This is why the Commission is committed to working with the media openly, constructively, and consistently.
Going for 2027, I personally don't think there'll be stealing of votes. It's almost an impossibility. But if there are loopholes, please bring those point outs to us so that we can seal the loopholes if there are any. So we are open to that.
Coalition of African activists has called for disbursement of the National Police Service following a damning report by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. The report, which stunned many across the country, ranked the police service as one of the most corrupt institutions in the nation. The activists cited not only rampant corruption, but also ongoing police brutality against citizens as key reasons the service should be dismantled. According to them, the police have consistently violated public trust and are failing in their constitutional mandate. They are now urging the government to take immediate and decisive action, including upholding top police officials accountable and initiating a total institutional overhaul.
We know that Kenya presently serves as a member of the United Nations Human Rights Council. Yet, as a country, the same country is, stifling democracy, is silencing critics, is killing protesters. So it goes against the membership of the Human Rights Council to have within it a country that is suppressing freedom in among their people. And as Vocal Africa and as partners, we agree with the proposed recommendation that Kenya should be removed as a member of the it's called the NATO non-member alliance, because we believe that international human rights standards must be respected by everyone. And you cannot use your membership in international human rights institutions and at the same time violate the rights of your people.
The National Polytechnics and Vocational Training Colleges have been urged to review and reduce the duration of courses to allow graduates more time to seek employment. Speaking during the graduation ceremony of 650 students in Nandi County, Governor Stephen Sang emphasized the need to shorten the time taken, particularly in engineering and technical courses. He urged that streamlined training programs would help young people to transition faster into the job market. Governor Sang noted that while quality training is essential, institutions should explore more efficient learning models to avoid keeping students in school longer than necessary. He also stressed that the youth need time and opportunity to engage with potential employers and navigate the competitive job landscape. The proposal comes amid growing concerns over high youth unemployment in the country, despite the availability of skilled graduates from technical institutions.
Some of the ones that have graduated today, had they gone through the normal program within our VTC, a certificate course would have taken them 2 years. Under this program, they now have a certificate having been educated, trained, examined, and found to have qualified within a period of 6 months.
Creating businesses, you are able to create jobs and address the issue that we are facing as a country. It is through businesses that we can be able to generate jobs for everyone. So through this program, we still support what we call business incubation. Vijana wanaingia hapo, wanajifunza mambo ya kuanza biashara. So here I believe wale wana graduate leo, as you can see them, tomorrow hapa tuko na contractors, tuko na distributors hapa, tuko na fashion designers hapa, tuko na
The DNA party has officially welcomed new members of its movement and unveiled a special segment for the youth, dubbed the DNA Youth Movement. This is in a move aimed at amplifying youth involvement in national matters. The newly launched wing will focus on integrating young people into the organization's technical processes and leadership structures. According to the leadership, the initiative marks a clear shift in direction as the DNA body seeks to ensure inclusive participation across all age groups. As the country prepares for the 2027 general elections, the DNA Youth Movement is expected to play a central role in youth activism, leadership development, and also political engagement. Leaders say the platform will offer young people an avenue to participate meaningfully in governance and decision-making processes, helping shape the future of the nation.
This is the party of the young people of Kenya. There are elders like myself who are basically mentors and coaches, and we are preparing the team that's going to lead this country into a great future.
We've walked the journey. We've gone through all the counties, 40 counties in the country, to make sure that the message sinks to the people, to make sure that we protect our nation. We are not going to get tired.
This is a turning point, a signal to the nation that Kenya's youth are no longer knocking on doors. We are opening our own. From today, DNA becomes the official political home of Gen Z and millennial leadership in Kenya. We live in a country where young people are only called upon to vote, clap, and entertain, not to lead or question authority. And when they do, they are met with violence and silence. This is a national shame, and it must end.
Break, we'll be right back.